Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and this is going to be a brief little review for Btooom, Episode 3. Really enjoyable episode this was because we got a lot more information telling us just how all of these different people from all walks of life were brought to this island and thrust into this very real life and death game. And it was just really awesome to see more of that information. But of course, we pick up right where we left off with Ryota running into Himeko washing herself in the river after the horrors we saw had unfolded for her in episode 2, and I have to admit I was somewhat disappointed that she basically just runs away. Of course, it's understandable being what she's gone through. She's terrified when this guy just walks out of the woods and is gawking at her, and so she very understandably runs away, and basically Ryota doesn't see her again. But I kind of wish that we would have gotten a little bit of dialogue between them or something, but it's basically a nitpick at this point because the rest of the episode still was pretty stellar, and basically we have Ryota going to look for her using the diamond, the crystal in his hand as the scanner it's meant to be, and kind of sending out a ping wave to basically let him focus on other people. And I thought it was just absolutely hilarious when he finds the old Super Mario looking guy taking a squat in the bushes, and that was just insanely funny. This guy by the name of Taira, and of course the weird stuff that ensues between them. Basically it's Taira telling Ryota how they all got there, the whole thing on the plane, and how Ryota was really the only person to stand up for everybody, and he actually seemed to know the person on the screen that was telling everybody about what was going to be happening to them. And it's very intriguing to me that he must have some knowledge of what's going on. He suspects that it's the Tyrannus or whatever it is, the company that created the Btooom game, might have a hand in this, but I don't know. I think it's a little too early to tell if that's the case. It could just be a sadistic, entrepreneur with lots of money who decides to buy an island and throw everybody there. I really don't know. I haven't read the manga that this is based on, but, I just find it really fascinating that pretty much from the get-go, Ryota has been the one trying to stand up for people, and he made that impression on this new guy, Taira. Of course, the dialogue they have between them about, maybe we should look at each other's weapons, see what we have, see what each other's packing, and this old guy comes back with this sort of Sun Tzu Art of War dialogue saying, I wouldn't be able to trust you, and you wouldn't be able to trust me, and we wouldn't be on level playing fields if we knew what each of us was packing. And this really just awakened in Ryota, this guy, he seems like an old buffoon, but he knows what he's doing, and he probably knows better than I do. And I really found that revelation just fascinating, because you wouldn't suspect, by the way this guy was caught with his pants down, very literally in the woods, that this guy would actually have a sort of methodology in mind, that he's kind of thinking a couple steps ahead of the game, and he doesn't want to have to kill. But I wouldn't rule out, based on the demeanor he takes on with this discussion about sharing, how many weapons each of them has, I wouldn't put it past this guy to actually do it if he needed to. So it's going to be very interesting to see this dynamic unfold. Are they going to actually successfully work as a team? Will the team grow? And stuff like that. And of course, we hear this plane fly overhead, and people aren't sure what that's about. And Ryota and this guy Taira basically figure out, hey, this is them dropping food. They want us sort of acting like dogs, chomping at the bits that they lay out for us. And in between, we have to fend off the attacks of the other people who are here. Something brought very shockingly home to Ryota when he goes after one of these packs of food, and sure enough, this chick beats him there, only to have her, basically blown up right in front of him because somebody else was there, beat her to the punch, beat them both to the punch, and laid a trap. And it's just terrifying what is going on with these people. Once again, the things that people will be forced to get into, things they never considered ever doing, and they're going to be doing it on this island to survive, to get, hopefully, I would think, home and off the island once and for all. And of course, in the wake of this, basically, Taira is there to be sort of the, positive speaker. He's trying to tell Ryota, we have to fight for this, because if we don't fight for this food, if we don't try to get it, we are going to be starving. We're going to be weak. We're not going to be able to survive, and that should be what we're doing from the outset. We should be trying to survive any way we can without necessarily taking lives. And I think that's a very commendable stance to have. have. But again, I got to wonder just how long they're going to be able to go putting that into practice. And of course, one last little bit toward the end with this sort of cliffhanger post-credits scene where they finally get to one of the food boxes and there's this kid covered in blood, a body he's standing next to, and it looks like this kid just went psycho. So, I mean, wow, for me this show is really like a little brother to Sword Art Online because there's very similar themes going on here. People are being forced into a game. There's life and death, very real life and death choices to be made. But here, they don't have the choice to try to fight for everybody. People have to kill others to beat this game. That is now part of the stakes. And so, another great episode. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below what you thought of it if you've seen episode 3. And otherwise, that's going to be it for me on this one. So, I'll catch you later. Peace.